All right. Hello, everyone. Yes, welcome to Get More Clients. I'm your host, Lynn Whitbeck. Business owners and entrepreneurs hire me to ignite winning sales because most are chasing down leads, lack client retention, conversion, and profit. The mission of this show is to educate, inspire, and motivate women and men around the world to build a robust sales strategy to get more clients because many can't get more clients and haven't a clue why. You will learn to transform thinking to the client's perspective, eliminate the lengthy, chaotic sales cycle to ignite your sales, and unleash lasting profits. You'll also have the opportunity to connect with me further to see how I can support you beyond today. So for those of you who are joining me live today, this is the time of year that we start receiving all of those holiday cards. And back in the day, there was a holiday card that came for me, and it had a picture of the company's team. And this was a small company, less than 20 employees, but they had taken a picture of them like from the front and then from the back. So, and from the back, you saw this picture of them. And then on the inside, as you open the card up, in the snow, it had been marked Happy Holidays in urine. I mean, basically that's what it looked like. Okay. I didn't think it was funny. Okay. So now I know that there are some people out there who like that kind of bathroom humor, but for a professional business holiday card, yeah, I mean, who are they selling to? All right. So from the client's perspective, for most of the people that they're selling to, that was not appropriate. In fact, for me, it was a complete turnoff, and I've never forgotten it because it was like, ugh, who does that? So we're going to dive into this a little bit more today. Last week, my guest, Tom Ruich, and I shared what are effective processes for meaningful sales supporting content creating. And today, I'm going to show you 7 tantalizing tidbits for client outreach and connectivity. Whether it's outreach, follow-up, or keeping in touch, adding your own personal flair makes you stand out and be memorable. But you want to be in a positive way. So, and as I said, if you're joining me live, 'tis the season, and these tantalizing tidbits today can often fall into the sales promotion or gift category, but you can use them anywhere within your sales cadence as a way of keeping that conversation moving forward. By the end of today's show, you will know why being creative and professional helps you build relationships, what makes sense to your clients while adding value, how to create a lasting impression to win more business. Now, Maya Angelou said it best, and I'm going to paraphrase, but people remember how you made them feel, not what you said or did. Being authentic and authentically you is a secret asset to build strong relationships. Now, before we dive into the 7 tidbits, I should say, I have 7 tidbits, 7. Let's pause because I want to talk about some best practices you should follow. So, and ironically, there are 7 best practices I'm going to talk about. The first one is to confirm and respect the client's rules and policies. Now, if you're working one-on-one with an individual or it's a very small company, they might not have specific rules and policies. But when you're into the B2B world, as you get into larger and larger businesses, you can bet your booty they have rules and policies. And there is often a value cap in those situations. And the other thing is that often everyone in a department needs to be able to share and or receive the bounty, the gift, the promotion. So you want to be very aware of that, especially when it's that time of year with the holidays when people are giving those gifts. Stay within the stringent organizational gift acceptance policy. Okay. Be aware and don't let that trip you up. Number 2, consider affordability for the entire client team you work with. So, you should have a budget for this. If you're going to have a team, like when I worked with Costco, it's 25 team members. You have to consider what you're going to be providing for 25 people. And you don't want to leave anyone out. You want to include the receptionists, the gatekeepers, anyone you or your staff interacts with on a regular basis. You want to, number three, show your client you care enough to do something extraordinary, thoughtful, and personal, and a card that has happy holidays written in urine on it just doesn't cut it. And that leads us to number 4, to protect your reputation, right? It takes a lifetime to build relationships, to build your reputation. And one stupid card like that, you can just besmirch it. In fact, you can ruin your reputation in 5 minutes. And promotions especially can backfire if they're deemed inappropriate or outside normal etiquette. You never want a gift or a promotion or an outreach to be perceived as a bribe or an attempt to curry favor, especially when you're in that B2B world. Be very aware of that. All right, number 5, ignore shameless self-promotion and branding. So when you're doing any kind of outreach, follow-up, that touching base, if it's the type of thank you gift, it's not about this marketing thing, okay? If you do include your logo in some way, it should be discreet and tasteful. It's about them, okay? It's not about you. Now, number 6, you always want to be demonstrating your gratitude in a lot of small ways. And these can be ongoing personalized thank you notes, a quick phone call, an e-card wishing someone a happy birthday or congratulations on their anniversary, whatever it happens to be. And number 7, magic 7, the packaging of what you're doing matters. So if you're physically sending something, you want it to arrive in one piece and you want it to look great. So now, obviously we can't, whatever happens with the USPS or wherever your postal system is, or FedEx, UPS, DHL, whatever it is, the package could get sort of chewed on or something, but whatever's inside, you want it to arrive in good condition, so that they don't open something up and just find a bunch of glass shards and end up cutting their finger and having to go to emergency. Not a good look. Okay, so now that we're on solid footing regarding best practices and guidelines to adhere to, the fun part begins. So let's go through the tidbits I've got. And the first one is number 1, be creative and professional, and it helps you build relationships. And I know I love Costco. They're fabulous to work with. They're a great organization, but come on, those boring impersonal Costco gift baskets, how do you stand out? And most of that stuff in there, people don't want anyway. All right, so here's an idea that I have, and I did this every year for many years, and it was a tulip bulb promo. Now, it doesn't have to be tulip bulbs. That's a great thing. You can do it at different times a year, but it was bulbs. And you can also use a bunch of different seed packets. Everybody's seen the seed packets. The bulbs are a little bit more unique because everybody's gotten those seed packets in the mail, right? But the bulbs, you just put like 5 to 6 bulbs in a box, with some of that little crunchy paper stuff in the bottom. And there are lots of people who love this type of thing. And obviously in the fall, there are the tulip bulbs, there's hyacinth, there's daffodils, it's literally, you can go on for years with different types of bulbs. You can also mix it up in the spring, and you could potentially be sending someone other types of things that would be planted, like peonies, or you could be sending the dahlias. So there's a lot of different ways you could go, so it can be something you do. And what's cool is you may think, well, yeah, but a lot of my people, they're in apartments. I had people plant their bulbs in a planter, and then in the spring, they were sending me photos of the bulbs that had come up, and even if they don't necessarily want the bulbs, they can then give it to someone else, who would enjoy them. And it's the thought, it's this creative thinking. And there's all kinds of ways that you can wrap into the messaging about, developing and building and growing, right? There's so many ways. All right. You got it. Tidbit 2. It's sort of on that same theme, and it's May Day flowers. So May 1st is May Day, and it is a day to deliver flowers. Now, this was something that we did as a team. So one of the team members actually went into the flower market in the early morning and brought literally buckets of flowers in. We had all the wrapping materials, that big clear plastic all tied off, and then ribbon. And we would each go in and package flowers. And so then we would put them in bunches, like 3 flowers to a little bunch, and we'd put them then. I had this basket design that I had gotten so I could lay them in, and I'd had the different baskets for different clients, and I would go in and then deliver these flowers around for May Day. And now, once again, this is something that would be, in that case, it was in person. You could easily do this where you would send them. So it really depends on your business model and what you're doing. But there's a lot of different ways that it doesn't have to be real flowers, right? It could be a silk flower that you've put into a box and that you've sent for Happy May Day. I mean, it's the idea that you're putting this thought and energy behind it, and it's unique and it stands out. And once again, you may think, well, yeah, but guys don't want to get flowers. You know what? You'd be surprised at how many they're like, oh, cool, I can take this to my partner, my significant other, and it's still like something sort of cool. It's different. Okay. So don't get trapped into some kind of gender preconceived notion of what is appropriate, because they'll surprise you. Okay. Tidbit 3. Well, I have to go with lucky 13. So there are so many days of the year that end with 13, right? We get one every month. So you can put together a lucky 13. And if you happen to get a Friday the 13th, it's a great way to send out a promo about lucky 13. Now, I've talked about lucky 13. I know that I think I've done some things on the show. I've got some blog articles about it. But lucky 13 is a great way to, once again, you can literally have it fall anywhere in the calendar, and it can tie in with whatever your business is, your product or service, and most important, your client's perception and what's going to add value on this idea of lucky 13. So there's a lot of ways that you can roll with this. So tidbit 4, we're going to sort of shift into that. What makes sense to your clients while adding value? And so lucky 13, super easy to go with that, right? Well, here's another idea for tidbit 4, tools of the trade. Now, there are so many different ways to do this. Every business have tools of the trade. So one idea that I would like to put out there, which is ubiquitous, is duct tape. And you may think, what the what? Now, almost everyone can use duct tape in any kind of business or personally. And the cool thing about duct tape is that it comes in, I don't know, like a bajillion colors at this point. And I know bajillion isn't a real number, but that's okay. There's lots of it. And you can literally put it together. And once again, think about the messaging. This could literally go into a little box. Duct tape isn't very expensive. You put it into the little small boxes that UPS does that you can send out. I mean, you're into it for $10, but it's really cool because you've got the messaging. Everybody can use a roll of duct tape. You can also brand it so that the colors sort of match their colors. I mean, put a little thought and energy behind this. It's a lot of fun. Another idea for tools of the trade is done for them templates. So every business has different types of templates that they would utilize. Or in that industry, in your niche, in what you sell, your product or service, you can create a template that can be customized with their logo. And yours is, once again, small and discreet, sort of like a joint venture. Woohoo. But you can use it and they can use it. They can use it every day, right? And a template is something that can be emailed, right? It can also be something that you could actually, once again, you could have them manufactured. You could have them printed, like on a tear pad. Once again, send them out in a 9x12 envelope. And there you go. It's something that they actually physically receive, which is unique. You stand out because how many people are, and something they could actually use that adds value, that's going to have a reciprocal action, that they're going to reach out and thank you. Well, tidbit number 5. Woohoo, do a video. And this can be from you. It can be from your team. It can be with your team. And one thing that you can do, which is a lot of fun, is this is with existing clients. And you're doing that sort of touching base with them, just sharing your gratitude, film your team stating why they enjoy working with the client. Keep it short. Everybody just, saying a couple of things, and the video itself is under 5 minutes, but your client is going to love this kind of personalized video gift because it was obviously made for them. All right. Tidbit 6, we're on to creating a lasting impression to win more business. So now this is something that I have done for many years. I actually have written a blog article about it. I've got pictures. Woohoo! I've suggested it to many other clients, and it is Our Family to Yours. It is a Thanksgiving promo. So now you don't have to use it at Thanksgiving. You can use it at any time of year. It can be for the summer, summer. It can be into the fall. So the idea is that it's actually a recipe card tin. So this is the whole sort of background on this. And once again, you can use this at any time of year. And it doesn't have to be like I did it, where I actually had a little tin with recipe cards in it. And it was from my family to yours, or our team to yours, to your team. And it's got some, 3 to 5 recipes that are like your special recipes, and or a single recipe that you put in with a unique ingredient and that specific tool maybe that they need to prepare the recipe. So you can put that all together. And once again, now this is more of a physical gift in this concept, but joy be to the world, because here it is. We put together a From Our Family to Yours recipe book. So all the team members contributed, and we actually added a little story about the recipe and why it mattered to our family. And I have to tell you, every year that I provide that link, it's one of the most popular things that gets downloaded. And I do have people replying back saying, especially my chocolate mousse recipe, that's a classic. They'll say, well, I don't use Scharfenberger chocolate. I use Ghirardelli chocolate. It's like, okay. Woohoo, or I like to mix it up and you make it not dark chocolate, but white chocolate, or whatever it happens to be. It's a great way to, once again, just, share who you are as an individual, share your team, share some story. And, last time I checked, everybody eats, sometimes they're looking for something unique like that. And you can use it at all times of year, right? When I came back from India, I bought a bunch of unique spices, and that would have been just that optimum time, once again, to sort of weave that in. And I have actually been experimenting with a lot of Indian cooking and having so much fun. Gosh, it's, over 6 months ago, but it's been fabulous. And that would be the type of thing that not many people may have, depending on where you are in the world and who you are. That may be unique for you, and it could be something fun. And it's also tying in to an activity that you participated in and something that would be of interest to them. So think outside the box. All right. Tidbit number 7. Woohoo. 7. We are here. Now, this is an activity basket. Now, this can also be a virtual activity basket. I want you to remember, these do not have to be physical. So an activity basket is, once again, this could be tied into the time of year. So that could be activities for the summer. It could be the little soap bubbles, the bubbles. You put the little thing in, you'll blow the bubbles. There could be Sudoku in there, crosswords. Let me get the word out. Crosswords. There could be board games. You could even go wild and put yo-yos in there. Think about it. There could be so many things that can either be virtual or they can be physical that you can put into an activity basket, and it can be themed based once again on your products and services and on your business. There is a lot of opportunity here for you to truly tap into what's going to be of value to your client, who they are as individuals, what they do for fun, and you can just go with it. And how does that make sense with your business? But once again, it's a way to do outreach, follow up, and touching base and thank yous with existing clients. So from prospects to existing clients, and just show your appreciation, show your gratitude, provide something that's different, where you're going to stand out, that makes sense, that adds value, and really showcases how you are uniquely creative and how you're going to be able to work with them. A little thought and creativity goes a long way to leave a lasting impression. And you want to be distinct and memorable. So you may be thinking, I'm not that creative. I'm not sure where to go. Local artisans, crafts fairs, Etsy, or Minted, they have loads of unique ideas and products to use in your planned strategic outreach, follow-up, and touching base activities. And if you are a crafter or you enjoy doing things like that, the item can be truly special by making it yourself and then giving that in that activity of the outreach, the follow-up, or the touching base, or the gift. And once again, check out our blog. I've got a couple of different articles that you can look, and I've got pictures. So thank you so much for tuning in. My purpose is for you to get more clients. Bottom line, don't make this harder than it has to be. Sales should be a win-win. And on behalf of Petite to Queen, I've carved out a limited number of time slots to invite you to hop on and ignite your sales call with me to see what's working, not working, and what you would love to have working. I'm going to see how I might further support you in effectively generating more leads, converting more sales, and fulfilling on your promise as a brand and organization. The fastest way to success is to assure people know that they matter. And the best way to make this happen is to build a consistent sales strategy to acquire, convert, and capitalize on every lead. You will find growing your business is easy and lucrative. Today, we explored 7 tantalizing tidbits for client outreach and connectivity. And the key is for you to implement these steps to stop wasting time, energy, and resources. You have the opportunity to jump in and get the support you need for true success. Say yes to you and get on a call with me. I am really, truly gifted at this, and you deserve a shortcut to your success with the right support. You can go to ptq.link/win-win. And all of our Get More Clients programs and consulting is designed for immediate on-the-fly implementation and for individuals committed to taking action to move their business forward. You can learn more about our consulting and our programs by visiting our website at petitetoqueen.com. You can also connect with me on our website, and to stay current on all of our insightful advice, our breakthrough advantages, check out some of those blog articles with the photos that I mentioned during this show. And of course, never miss an episode of Get More Clients. Please sign up for our weekly Wisdoms newsletter at petitetoqueen.com. Now, next week, I am super excited because on Get More Clients, I have a special guest, RJ Redden, and we will be discussing why finding your unique elixir delivers a powerful business edge. Make sure you don't miss a single episode by subscribing to Get More Clients wherever you get your podcasts. And if you love the show, please share it and give us a 5-star review. Very much appreciate it. And I will see you next week on Get More Clients.